must be something here.
La da dee da la da da. There's more of me. There's more of you. Don't ask me how long I'm gonna play because I don't know. I'm just gonna play until I feel like it. I kind of want to play until we can collect our other companions, but I also just know that it could be that could take a while. There's actually some really cool armors you can get in this game. Some of them can only be like used by certain races or characters. And then hello, little ram. Solus is usually always in your party. Yeah, I vary out my mage, but I usually have Solus as my usual mage. Sometimes I'll put my usual, yeah, my warrior I change out. I think my warrior I change out. Varric is almost always my rogue though. Varric and Cole. Craft armor. Durin was cool, but I never used him that much. Yeah, I've used him a few times in my playthroughs. Okay, that's an elven. I want this one so bad, but I need leather and cloth. This would also be really cool to get. Do you use default world states? I always do. I try to always do custom. Because I prefer the custom ones. This one actually is a custom game or a custom world state. It's a world state I've created. I used very specific. I made specific with very specific ideas. The warden is a elven rogue who's also a bisexual, and she ended up with what's his name? Zevran, and together they are like disaster bisexuals. I love the two so much. They're so much fun. She teases him, he teases her. They're just like meant to be together. They just fit so well with each other. And then my second character in this timeline is a female Rogue Hawk who went with Fenris. Who ended up with Fenris. She's not against mages, but she's also like, that can be dangerous. Kind of like how, because like.
I didn't realize any of Leliana's Oxman mercenaries were still here. Well, if you want new gear, you pay for it. Oh, you're her. Thren, Inquisition Quartermaster. I'm doing what I can to supply this mess. If you find what I need to fill one of my requisitions, I'd appreciate you bringing it in.
What did you mean when you mentioned requisitions?
I'm making this Inquisition run with what we have, but we're not a real army. We're stretched thin on materials, so I've put up a requisition list for anything that could help our people. Here, take a look. You find some iron and a good logging site, maybe Harriet can get our troops better weapons.
Farewell.
Make her go with you. The Inquisition can use that.
Oh yeah, and also my Rogue Hawk, she lost all of her family, so she's like all alone.
Smithing is hot work. Here, have something to drink.
You're back. And in one piece.
You said you thought Master Tajan was working on something special. If it helps, I found his notes.
The old codger was on the edge of a breakthrough here, but he couldn't see it. You want some of these mixed up? You just give the word.
Farewell.
I really want to get this. Blessing. Okay. Just me doing all the quests. She's so small next to my girl.
Does it trouble you?
If it wasn't enough to close the breach, what use is it?
You did everything we asked of you.
And it still didn't work.
What's important is that your mark is now stable, as is the breach. You've given us time, and Solas believes a second attempt might succeed, provided the mark has more power. The same level of power used to open the breach in the first place. That is not easy to come by.
Couldn't that kind of power just make things worse?
People call me a pessimist. May I present Commander Cullen, leader of the Inquisition's forces.
Such as they are. We lost many soldiers in the valley, and I fear many more before this is through.
This is Lady Josephine Montelier, our ambassador and chief diplomat.
You're even taller than I'd heard.
And of course, you know Sister Liliana.
My position here involves a degree of...
She is our spy master.
Yes, tactfully put, Cassandra. Pleased to meet you all.
I mentioned that your mark needs more power to close the breach for good.
Which means we must approach the rebel mages for help.
And I still disagree. The Templars could serve just as well.
We need power, Commander. Enough magic poured into that mark.
Might destroy us all. Templars could suppress the breach, weaken it, so...
Pure speculation.
I was a Templar. I know what they're capable of.
Unfortunately, neither group will even speak to us yet. The Chantry has denounced the Inquisition, and you specifically.
They still think I'm guilty.
That is not the entirety of it any longer. Some are calling you, a Kunari, the Herald of Andraste. That frightens the Chantry. The remaining clerics have declared it blasphemy, and we, heretics, for harboring you.
Chancellor Roderick's doing, no doubt.
It limits our options. Approaching the Mages or Templars for help is currently out of the question.
Just how am I the Herald of Andraste?
People saw what you did at the temple, how you stopped the breach from growing. They have also heard about the woman seen in the rift when we first found you. They believe that was Andraste.
Even if we tried to stop that view from spreading.
Which we have not.
The point is, everyone is talking about you.
It's quite the title, isn't it? How do you feel about that?
It's a little unsettling.
I'm sure the Chantry would agree.
People are desperate for a sign of hope. For some, you're that sign.
And to others, a symbol of everything that's gone wrong.
Will the Chantry attack us?
With what? They have only words at their disposal.
And yet, they may bury us with them.
There is something you can do. A Chantry cleric by the name of Mother Giselle has asked to speak to you. She is not far, and knows those involved far better than I. Her assistance could be invaluable. I'll see what she has to say. You will find Mother Giselle tending to the wounded in the hinterlands near Redcliffe.
Look for other opportunities to expand the Inquisition's influence while you're there.
We need agents to extend our reach beyond this valley, and you're better suited than anyone to recruit them.
In the meantime, let's think of other options. I won't leave this all to the Herald.
I feel like Zala doesn't really like being called the Herald. She's not like she doesn't believe or not believe in Andraste or anything. She's just kind of like, oh, it's a belief. I'm not sure how I feel, if she personally believes in it yet. But she doesn't like being called the Herald of Andraste.
Herald of Andraste. I've heard the stories. Everyone has. We know what you did at the breach. They might not know much about the Qunari, but you'll get no backtalk from anyone here. That's a promise. Inquisition Scout Harding, at your service. All of us here, will do whatever we can to help.
Harding, huh? Ever been to Kirkwall's Hightown?
I can't say I have. Why?
You'd be Harding and... No, never mind.
Ugh.
I'm starting to worry about these stories that everyone's heard.
Oh, there's nothing to worry about. They only say you're the last great hope for Thetis.
Oh, wonderful.
The hinterlands are as good a place as any to start fixing things. We came to secure horses from Redcliffe's old horsemaster. I grew up here, and people always said that Dennett's herds were the strongest and the fastest this side of the Frostbacks. But with the Mage Templar fighting getting worse, we couldn't get to Dennett. Maker only knows if he's even still alive. Mother Giselle's at the crossroads helping refugees and the wounded. Our latest reports say that the war's spread there too. Corporal Vale and our men are doing what they can to help protect the people, but they won't be able to hold out very long. You best get going. No time to lose.
Me every time I start a new playthrough. I remember I have to start all over the hinterlands. Just big sighs. Excuse me while I die over here. Oops, I should have done all my characters instead of just one. Let's give you this. We'll give you this, my good sir.
That may be worth investigating.
Mother Giselle cannot be far. Inquisition forces. They're trying to protect the refugees.
Looks like they could use a hand.
Is a flash thing, or is that just the default? I have the first level of the PlayStation Plus. I don't have money for the other editions.
You mean you know harm?
Doesn't look like they're listening.
So, you know, so yeah, I have the default PlayStation Plus.
Be ready. More coming our way.
That's the end of it.
There are mages here who can heal your wounds. Lie still.
Don't touch me, Mother. Their magic is...
Turn to noble purpose. Their magic is surely no more evil than your blade.
What?
Hush, dear boy. Allow them to ease your suffering.
Mother Giselle.
I am. And you must be the one they are calling the Herald of Andraste.
What you said to that soldier.
We do not teach that magic is evil. We teach that pride is evil, and does not corrupt only mages. But I did not ask you to come simply to debate with me.
Then why am I here?
I know of the Chantry's denouncement, and I am familiar with those behind it. I won't lie to you. Some of them are grandstanding, hoping to increase their chances of becoming the new divine. Some are simply terrified. So many good people, senselessly taken from us.
What happened was horrible.
Fear makes us desperate, but hopefully not beyond reason. Go to them. Convince the remaining clerics you are no demon to be feared. They have heard only frightful tales of you. Give them something else to believe.
You want me to appeal to them?
If I thought you were incapable, I wouldn't suggest it.
Will they even listen?
Let me put it this way. You needn't convince them all. You just need some of them to doubt. Their power is the unified voice. Take that from them and you receive the time you need.
You make it sound simple.
I honestly don't know if you've been touched by fate, or sent to help us, but I hope. Hope is what we need now. The people will listen to your rallying call, as they will listen to no other. You could build the Inquisition into a force that will deliver us, or destroy us. I will go to Haven, and provide Sister Leliana the names of those in the Chantry who will be amenable to a gathering. It is not much, but I will do whatever I can.
Yeah, I always find it interesting when I play this game.
Corporal Vale is coordinating the Inquisition's efforts in the area. We should speak with him.
Because as someone who actually comes from a religious background, and I do have religious beliefs, I don't always make my characters believe that way, especially in this series. Like, even though the Maker is, or like the Andrastian, I don't know where Cassandra is off to.
You all right, sir? Of course.
But the Andrastian belief system is monotheistic, and they're have somewhat similar beliefs to like my own beliefs. my personal beliefs at least. But it's interesting that I don't actually like agree with them 100%.
Right. That's why.
Of course.
Please, somebody, my wife needs help.
What's wrong with your wife?
She gets sick when the weather's foul. Can't catch her breath like cobwebs in her lungs. Our son Hindle makes a potion that lets her breathe. He's the only one who can make it, but he's joined that cult in the hills. Please, get to him and tell him what's wrong. Without that potion, she'll die.
Like most of the characters I make are not Andrastian. So I find that interesting. Maybe that's just because I like to roleplay it out. And for the most part, most of the characters are like not humans. So they would probably follow their own religious beliefs
It'll be a long, hungry night.
from their race.
These people need food.
There are rams out in the hills.
For sure.
Cooks easy, and no lords around to kill you for poaching. Too dangerous to go hunting now. More likely to find mages than nothing.
But like, I think the only two Andrastian characters, you can't make evil characters. I've tried to do a run where my character was kind of a jerk. That was my human warrior. I haven't, but I couldn't actually follow through. I got too nervous when the characters were being.
Is even terrain too much to ask for?
Is that a problem?
Well, you might be used to traipsing through the countryside, punching dragons, interrogating people, or whatever it is you did before this. I'm from the city.
I've never actually had that dialogue before. Interesting. But yeah, I tried to be mean, but I couldn't because I saw the disapprove, and I get no. It's easier to be mean in like Mass Effect because your companions don't always get as pissed off at you if you choose the angry or the mean options. You can be a jerk and they're not gonna like leave you. And this one, you be a jerk and they will leave you. Most of them will, or they'll hate you. So I have trouble being mean in this game.
What do you need to keep these refugees warm?
Blankets, warm clothes, all of it. These poor sods lost everything when the mages and the Templars went crazy. If we were in a village, I could just pinch a blanket off a clothesline and be fine.
This game I'm playing, you just kill companions and then you meet them instead of recruiting them.
Just haven't been able to find them.
Or you can just kill companions. Yeah, there's some games that are like that. Let's see. You can do that. I think you can do that with some of the Skyrim companions if you really wanted to. Obviously you can't do that in this game. You can decide not to recruit most of them. The only 3 you can't choose are these 3. Like everyone else, you can decide, hey, I don't want you in my party. You're not going to join. Goodbye. Baldur's Gate 3, you can kill your companions, your potential companions when you meet them. So you could literally play the game solo. It's not recommended because, like most like D&D parties, you want to have or D&D games. Most of the time, D&D itself is an interactive or collaborative story with like multiple people playing. So what you can't play Baldur's Gate 3 very easily by yourself. It's better to without having companions to help balance out and whatnot and to help you with the fights. Baldur's Gate 3 has been in early access for so long. Yeah, they're still developing it. They just released the Bard class, and I'm so excited to play it. I haven't yet touched it. But it's going to be so much fun. They have the I think they also introduced the gnome or something.
If the war doesn't kill them, cold or starvation will.
What can you tell me about the man who's supposed to be getting horses for the Inquisition?
Horsemaster Den. He lives on a farm to the west.
Yeah, Baldur's Gate 3 is a good game. I've played it.
Best we can
I
tell, these
finished
old
it only
ups
one
mages and
time,
Templars
like the main.
each other.
I think that was back in like patch 5 or 6. So it's been a while
What other problems do these refugees face?
since I've actually. It's been a while since I've completed the game, or completed Act 1, which is the only part that's available to play.
It would save a lot of lives.
You were concerned about refugees starving.
Yes. Many of them brought food, but they expected to be home by now, or safe in a city. There's a hunter up the hill who had some ideas.
Is there anything we can do to help people deal with the cold?
I asked the Inquisition to send blankets. You'd think I was asking for a wagon of raw lyrium. A recruit named Whittle is trying to make what we can bring in last. If you have any ideas, talk to him across the road.
What can you tell me about the Templars?
All the Templars were called to Val Royeaux not long ago. These bastards ignored the order. Now they're killing rebel mages, along with any refugees they think are mage sympathizers. Every Templar I've ever known has wanted to protect the common folk. These men defile their order's good name.
What can you tell me about the rebel mages?
The real rebels are up north in Redcliffe, dug in and taking care of their own. The ones out here are just apostates, locked up in the circles all these years, and now they've gone mad with power. The rebels in Redcliffe have washed their hands of them. I wish we could do the same.
Farewell.
And you as well.
Let's see here. We'll cast it right here. When you get enough money to buy a PC, a lot of the games are releasing on it first. Nice. There's a lot of games I want to play on PC, but obviously, I feel like if I get a PC, some of the first games that I'm going to get are the Dragon Age 2 and 3, or not 3, but 1 and 2. Like those are my top games that I want to get. There we go. Now she's got that spell.
That tower is impressive, even as a ruin. I wonder what dreams it might hold.
should at least get, I think we should at least get the food.
The apostates have fled to the hills.
Fine work out there, killing those vultures.
What is that?
Strange. Where does this lead?